This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Coming up on the south today, some of Dunedin's significant trees are knocked down by strong winds, upsetting staff at a public garden. Compostable coffee cup lids cause a furore, but is it all just a storm in a teacup? And we'll find out which North Otago school is taking its yearly production off school grounds for the first time ever. Good evening, I'm Rebecca Dupree. Dunedin Botanic Garden staff are lamenting the loss of several significant trees. Strong winds have whipped through the public garden, downing natives and damaging other plants. But those tasked with the clean-up are focusing on the positives.
A mighty destructive wind. Gale force winds blew across the southern region over the last 24 hours. The wind gauge at Port Otago recorded gusts of more than 70 knots. There were many reports of damage throughout the day, with emergency services kept busy. The Botanic Garden lost 2 significant trees during the storm. Team leader Alan Matchett says although it's sad to lose trees, it was fortunate that no one was hurt.
Look, we're really lucky on this instance that there was no one around in the immediate site. There was no cars parked in front, so yeah, lucky no injuries or damage to property, and we can all be thankful of that.
The tree that came down around 5 p.m. yesterday partially blocked Great King Street, and contractors spent several hours clearing the debris. Working into the night, cutting up fallen limbs. Ian Matchett remembers the red beech tree from when he started work at the gardens many years ago.
Yeah, it was a Nothofagus fusca, which is a red beech. It was a beautiful tree. I've been here some 36 years now, and it was still a large tree when I arrived, so probably estimating around the 70 to 80 mark, perhaps a little bit older.
He says the tree was one of the main features of the gardens, and it will be sadly missed.
Well, it has a huge impact. Of course, it's left a physical hole in the spot that it was at, and of course, it's one of the heritage trees that makes up the value and the integrity of the garden. So, yeah, it's going to be missed in terms of its presence here.
Alan Matchett says the Botanic Garden plans to plant a replacement tree near where the New Zealand native red beech fell. He believes it will also be a native. Alan Matchett wasn't able to estimate the cost of the storm to the gardens at this early stage. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
A Dunedin woman has been found guilty of embezzling more than $100,000 from a non-profit education centre. Lynette Collins-Watson is the former chief executive of the Kokiri Training Centre in South Dunedin. She had denied 5 criminal charges and the case went to trial in May. In a judgment yesterday, Collins-Watson was found guilty on 2 counts of theft by a person in a special relationship. Her offending involved more than $114,000 taken over several years. She's due to be sentenced at the end of November. A large quantity of acid has been stolen from a rural property near Mosgiel, prompting a warning from police. 4 20-litre containers of nitric acid were taken during the burglary of a Wingatui Road address on Monday night. Chainsaws and other tools were also stolen, and police believe several people were involved in the crime. They say the offenders cut a padlock on a gate to gain entry to the premises. Officers say anyone handling the acid is in danger of harming themselves, and they're appealing to the public for information about the case. A North Otago school is staging its yearly production in the Oamaru Opera House for the first time in the school's history. Pembroke school pupils are busy rehearsing their show called Heavens Above. It's inspired by the cluster of stars known to Māori as Matariki.
Rehearsals are in the final phase for this group of Pembroke school pupils. For the first time, the school's production will be held at the Oamaru Opera House. The school's role has expanded significantly this year, so the extra space was needed to fit everyone in. And they've been preparing for the performance for a long time.
So we've spent all of term 3 practising and coming up with scripts and rehearsing the children and organising music and everything else that goes with it, especially costuming.
The production is called Heavens Above, and the characters tell the legends of the earth, sun, moon and stars. There are 6 classes combined into 2 groups, and the children share roles and responsibilities. But all agree it's a fun event to be involved in.
I quite like just getting on stage and performing.
It's really fun and you get to, it's a really good experience. To get up and show off to everyone, like the parents, and
because you get to experience maybe what you haven't done before maybe, and you get to express yourself.
Well, it tells a story, and I wanted to be the owl because I love owls. It's my favourite animal.
Heavens Above performances will be held at the Opera House on Tuesday the 13th of September. Dee Karen, The South Today.
A Dunedin City Council manager says residents should avoid using disposable coffee cups. The comment comes after recent discussions about whether disposable coffee cups and lids are compostable. Catherine Irvine says people can do themselves and the environment a favour by dining in rather than taking away.
Take the time for coffee. And as you're taking the time to meet with people, you're also giving back to the environment by keeping rubbish out of the landfill. That's the message from Dunedin City Council Solid Waste Manager Catherine Irvine, who says there is a range of different lids which are put on takeaway coffee cups, and some are marked as compostable.
When you're talking about a disposable coffee cup, you have got your stock standard disposable cup, which has it's a fibre cup with an oil-based liner, or you've got ones now that are compostable, which are fibre-based with a PLA liner. And they come with either a plastic or a PLA lid, and very tricky to tell the difference. You have to read the small print very carefully.
Irvine says polylactide or PLA disposable cup lids were being sold as compostable. But she doubts there are adequate facilities in Aotearoa to properly deal with them. Instead, she has a much simpler solution that she believes can help.
Or, even better, you can just sit down for 10 minutes and, relax and drink your coffee out of a coffee cup at the cafe.
Catherine Irvine says the disposable cups sold at the Saturday morning farmers market in Dunedin are composted in the city. Cheaper drinks.
Still to come on The South Today, we'll meet another of Dunedin's mayoral candidates.
Silberhorn's Collagen Plus naturally supports your collagen levels, giving you younger, firmer looking skin, healthier, shinier hair and stronger nails. Be quick, buy one now and get a second pack half price. Call 0800 502 402.
Hi, I'm Dave Cole, Mayor of Dunedin, and together we're building a great city, not just for now, but for the future. And I'm committed to creating a positive legacy of sensible investments, sustainable businesses, an emphasis on infrastructure and environment, healthier homes, and your community well-being. A future our kids can be really proud to inherit. If you want the same positive future, please mark 1 for Dave Cole for Mayor and return your voting form. Thanks.
It actually changes your mental state. I mean, if you could have a bad day, you can walk in to the house and here's the cat or the dog come up to greet you. No matter how bad a day you've had, it's just disappeared.
Mobility Solutions Centre Dunedin provides products to improve your independence, comfort and safety. Contact the team at 4777 195 or visit mobilitysolutioncentre.co.nz.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Wooltech have the experience and the expertise to supply a wide range of high-quality New Zealand-made products and can manufacture customised products to meet your individual requirements. Wooltech, great people, great products, great service.
We need your help to rebuild our animal centre urgently. Please give a little today.
Thinking of services for older people, think Enliven. Enliven is a service philosophy where people come first. Enliven is about choice, activity, relationships, respect and security. You can enliven your health, your friendships, your life, no matter what your age. For more information, go to psotago.org.nz or call 4777 115.
Hi, I'm Dave Cole, Mayor of Dunedin, and together we're building a great city, not just for now, but for the future. And I'm committed to creating a positive legacy of sensible investments, sustainable businesses, an emphasis on infrastructure and environment, healthier homes, and your community well-being. A future our kids can be really proud to inherit. If you want the same positive future, please mark 1 for Dave Cole for Mayor and return your voting form. Thanks.
Welcome back. Well, it's time now to continue our interviews of Dunedin's mayoral candidates, and Aaron Hawkins joins us now. Good evening, Aaron.
Kia ora, good evening.
How long have you lived in Dunedin?
I moved here in 2002 to study at the University of Otago and have lived here ever since.
Never left. Why are you running for the mayoralty?
My vision for Dunedin is a living wage city powered by clean energy in a healthy environment. That means safer cycling, a better bus service, warm, dry and healthy homes. I think we've achieved some great things as a city. In recent years, we're a UNESCO City of Literature. We're in the middle of a built heritage revival. Our education sector is booming. Visitor numbers are through the roof. Dunedin Airport had their busiest month of all time over the winter, but I think we still have big challenges in terms of shaping a 21st century city, and they require mayoral leadership to solve them.
What kind of leadership experience can you bring to the table?
Well, I'm a sitting City Councillor and Resource Management Act Commissioner. In terms of governance, I chair Council's Creative Dunedin Partnership and our Youth Participation Advisory Group, as well as co-chairing Local Government New Zealand's National Young Elected Members Committee. Outside of Council, I have plenty of experience in the not-for-profit sector. Currently, I chair the Dunedin Fringe Arts Trust. I'm also a successful campaigner. I played a very active role in last year's campaign to save our historic courthouse building, and before entering politics, took a very active role in the successful campaign to stop the Students' Association from privatising their radio station, Radio 1, where I worked at the time. So both of those things, governance and campaigning, I think are important in a mayor, and those are things that I believe I have the skills to bring to that job.
What do you think are the top 2 issues currently facing the city?
Well, climate change is not just the biggest issue of our time, it's the biggest issue of all time. Dunedin is no exception, particularly in our low-lying and coastal communities, and that challenge manifests itself in 2 ways. Firstly, how do we build a smart green economy locally to help reduce our impact on our environment, to lessen those effects? And secondly, how do we help support each other as a community through that transition, particularly as the impacts start to be felt through more extreme weather events, whether that's floods or droughts or whatever. So those are the 2 key things. Everything that we invest in as a city, from economic development to infrastructure to social well-being, I believe have to deliver on our environmental ambition of being a carbon neutral city. Without having a healthy environment, without having a safer climate future, our economy is stuffed in the long term basically, so we need to act now to protect that.
What would you say are the core functions of the Dunedin City Council?
I think Council has three main functions: networks, strategies and advocacy. So our networks are looking after water assets, wastewater and stormwater, our parks and reserves, our transport network, which is roads and footpaths and cycleways. Our strategies are things that we have worked through with our community, the ambitions and goals of our community that Council delivers with our key stakeholders, whether that's the University of Otago or Kaitahu or the Chamber of Commerce, and that's things like economic development, arts and culture, the environment. And thirdly, advocacy, which is all of the things that we want to change to benefit Dunedin that Council can't control directly, which looks like making submissions on proposed government legislation like the Earthquake Strengthening Bill, or helping lead fights to retain core services here in Dunedin like the hospital or the courthouse.
How do you feel the current council is performing?
I think we've done quite well over the last 3 years. We've managed to get quite a bit done, particularly given our self-imposed financial constraints. I think there seems to be a perception in some quarters that council is more divided than it has been in the past, but I think really it's more balanced than it has been in the past. Local government in Dunedin historically has been dominated by a conservative worldview, and in more recent times the voters have elected a more diverse group with stronger voices for environmental and social justice concerns, which I think has been really positive.
What would you do differently if you were mayor?
I think we need to bring council to where people are more rather than wait for people to come to us. We spend far too much time cloistered away up at the town hall, and I think it's a very easy way for us to get out into the community and build stronger, or sadly in some cases rebuild relationships with them.
What do you think is the most important function of the mayor?
Well, I think the most important function of the mayor is relationship building and managing relationships, whether that's with councillors in terms of creating an environment where we can have constructive and robust debate, whether that's with the chief executive in terms of making sure council staff are delivering on our community's expectations, or whether that's working with external bodies, external agencies, whether they're in Dunedin or Wellington or Shanghai, to make sure that the city has the ear of very important people and puts its best foot forward on the national and the world stage.
Do you have the skills to lead the council?
I do. I'm pleased you asked that question. No, I have plenty of experience in terms of chairing meetings, and I'm committed to fostering a consensus-based decision-making approach where that is possible, but also leaving room for respectful disagreement where it's not.
Very well said. What do you love about Dunedin?
Well, Dunedin is incredibly lucky, I think, to have inherited vast wealth, whether it's our stunning landscapes or our world-class cultural and education institutions or our beautiful built heritage. They are incredible assets and we should celebrate them, and I think in recent years we've been getting better at celebrating them, but we also have an obligation, I think, to preserve them for future generations so that they can enjoy the same quality of life, the same great things that we love about this city.
And why should ratepayers and residents vote for you?
Well, I'm offering a choice for the many people in Dunedin like me who are generally positive about the direction that the city is heading in, particularly economically and creatively. There is a lot of good feeling in Dunedin, more so I think than any time that I've lived here since 2002, which is great. There's a lot of really positive buzz. But I think also we need to put a stronger emphasis on our environmental ambitions, take a longer term view of making sure that we can maintain that into the future, and to do that we need to start making a more serious commitment to those.
Dunedin City Mayoral Hopeful Aaron Hawkins, thanks so much for your time.
Kia ora, thanks for having me.
After the break on The South Today, we'll take a look at weather for the end of the working week.
Silberhorn's Collagen Plus naturally supports your collagen levels, giving you younger, firmer looking skin, healthier, shinier hair and stronger nails. Be quick, buy one now and get a second pack half price. Call 0800 502 402.
Hi, my name is Wonderful. I believe that together we can build a brighter future for Dunedin. I'm presenting two major infrastructure proposals that won't cost the ratepayer a single cent. The first is a flood protection scheme for South Dunedin based on successfully used displacement tent systems overseas. The second is a major new redevelopment of our Harbourside area to create a world-class community space. Vote Wonderful and let's build a brighter future together. Thank you.
We're a 25 Moreau Place at Dog with Tails Cafe and Bar. So we take coffee very seriously. We do what's called contract roasting, so we're creating our own roasting profile and then doing our own blends. We're really focusing on the craft of what we're doing. You know, we're going back, instead of going on mass-produced sort of cheap things, we're taking the time to really craft what we're making. Make it so anyone can come here and have a feed and be able to get something they're able to eat or that they want to eat as well. You're kind of getting a taste of cafes from all around the world when you come here.
Mobility Solution Centre Dunedin provides products to improve your independence, comfort and safety. Contact the team at 4777 195 or visit mobilitysolutioncentre.co.nz.
We need your help to rebuild our animal centre urgently. Please give a little today.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Pregnant? Need to talk? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pregnancy counselling services are here to help. It's free, it's confidential. Call us now on 0800 773 462.
Actually changes your mental state. I mean, if you could have a bad day, you can walk in to the house and here's the cat or the dog come up to greet you. No matter how bad a day you've had, it's just disappeared.
Hi, my name is Wonderful. I believe that together we can build a brighter future for Dunedin. I'm presenting two major infrastructure proposals that won't cost the ratepayer a single cent. The first is a flood protection scheme for South Dunedin based on successfully used displacement tent systems overseas. The second is a major new redevelopment of our Harbourside area to create a world-class community space. Vote Wonderful and let's build a brighter future together. Thank you.
Welcome back, and now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Dunedin Botanic Garden staff are lamenting the loss of several significant trees downed by strong winds in the last 24 hours. The DCC's solid waste manager believes people should avoid disposable cups after recent discussions about whether takeaway coffee cups and lids are compostable. And Pembroke school pupils are putting the final touches on a Matariki-inspired production they'll be performing at the Oamaru Opera House. Well, it's time now to find out what's happening around Otago and Southland with tomorrow's Otago Daily Times, and we're joined by Deputy Editor Craig Page. Good evening.
Good evening, Rebecca. Yeah, we've got a story about some exciting times ahead in North Otago. There's investigations underway looking at building a multi-million-dollar sports facility in Oamaru. They've already got a sports centre there, but there's only 2 courts on it, and there's a lot of pressure to get basketball, netball there as well. So there's a meeting next week with the council, and they're looking to push forward with a feasibility study. Could spend up to $7 million on the facility. 700 netball players up there, and a lot of them are playing outside on the old asphalt courts at the moment, so they're in the hands of the weather. So they also miss out on a lot of these regional sports tournaments because they don't have the facility, so it could certainly be a big boost for North Otago if this goes ahead. We've also got a nice follow-up story we carried a wee while ago about 4-year-old Darcy Wallace battling a rare form of cancer. She's got some great news recently in that she's now in remission. She's family are obviously thrilled about it, but thinking about the friends that they met in Ronald McDonald House and families who aren't quite so fortunate in them. Darcy's looking forward to starting dancing and getting into some ski lessons as well as getting back to kindy and catching up with her mates. So it's a lovely little story and well worth a read there. We've got our ODT Extra quiz tonight, Current Affairs in Dunedin for Year 9 and 10 pupils, so we've got full coverage and lots of photos in tomorrow's paper. And the U-Bet as well, All Black Test this weekend, they're back on track, and we'll have full coverage with that as well in our U-Bet.
You bet. Now, Craig, we also have viewers in Southland now and further afield. If they want to get their hands on the ODT, can they have it delivered to their house?
They can. We started a few months ago now with home deliveries. So by contacting our circulation department, the number you'll get on the website, you can certainly get that delivered. It's also available at plenty of dairies and supermarkets around town. We put a lot of resources into our regional coverage, and Invercargill's certainly part of that, and we're hoping to bring some more Southland news to our readers.
Fabulous. And the website, just in case you're wondering, is odt.co.nz. Yes. Awesome. Thank you, Craig. Well, it's time now for a look at tomorrow's weather.
The South Today weather update proudly brought to you in association with Silverhorns Emu Oil.
And here is today's southern view. It's taken of pink flowers in South Dunedin. Well, to the situation, the cold southerly flow is slowly easing, thank goodness, as a large anticyclone edges ever closer. Well, taking a look around the South Island, and it's going to be a fine day in Lumsden tomorrow with a high of 10 degrees. The Central and the Southern Lakes are also looking for fine weather and highs of between 9 and 11 degrees. And it should be a fine day tomorrow in Timaru with a high of 12. And Dunedin tonight, mostly cloudy with sou'westers easing and a low of 1. Becoming fine and sunny tomorrow with winds dying out and a high of 10. And on Saturday, sunny with light nor'easters and a high of 13. In Invercargill this evening, becoming fine with frosts by dawn, dropping to -4, a bit nippy. Sunny tomorrow with light winds and frosts again at night with a high of 10. And on Saturday, cloud increasing, nor'westers freshening and 13 degrees. And that is news from around the South today, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Good night.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.